Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the AEW Dynamite Event Center Wrestling Report. And now here's the man to give you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977, episode 1556 of the show. Actually, 1656. Excuse me. I end up messing that up a little bit. And I had a bullseye thing ready, but unfortunately, I made some mistakes. I'm going to have to do it all over again. Ah, crap. Hopefully next week I'll probably work on it. I gotta work on a lot of projects here, and I got too much projects coming up this weekend. It's gonna be hard for me to, very difficult for me to even get anything done. So yeah, I may have to cut back a few things a little bit, and I don't know. I have some very important decisions to make, but there's been a lot of things that have been going down. I can't explain what's going on. I can't divulge for fear of stupid idiot people out there on the internet that want to disrespect me. I'm trying to capitalize on a vulnerability. But till right now, we're going to have some fun, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to report what happened in AEW. That's right, the final Dynamite before All Out. And you may be thinking, okay, what you got planned for All Out? Well, simple as what? So Daniel Garcia, not in a very good mood, calls out MJF. MJF is one of the skyboxes, running his mouth, dissing his mother. So Daniel Garcia, after going through a bunch of security guards, finally made it to MJF until MJF decided to crack his head open with a beer bottle, busting him open, and it seems like these two gentlemen are going to go at it. And believe me, that is something I would love to see. Meanwhile, Renee Paquette interviewed the conglomeration of Will Ospreay. And then Will Ospreay had some, he said, ask Mark Briscoe for some words of wisdom. So, Mark Briscoe always says the word of the day. His word of the day is stupendous. And this is going to be a whole lot of fun, Always Mark Briscoe, the leader of the conglomeration. I mean, you're talking about, he's leading the way, leading the pack, and just, encouraging people and just ready to go. Get all pumped up, and then Orange Cassidy brings up the rear. Hey, how you doing? This is cool. Awesome. Loves him, Orange Cassidy, dude. AEW Continental title will be on the line. Don Callis is on joining commentary as Kazuchika Okada, and defending the title against the Protostar. I love the name Protostar. It's you take Prototype, Superstar, mash them together, you get Protostar. Mr. Kyle Fletcher, and had a matchup between these two until Okada beat him. And Konosuke Takeshita tried to comfort Fletcher and was talking trash to Okada, and they're gonna have some contenders matches, qualifying matches, and at All Out it'll be a fatal 4-way for the AEW Continental title. Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, will be say that 5 times fast. Kazuchika Okada. Okay, I got it. Write that one down. Will defend that title against 3 other contenders, and they'll be decided in separate matches. And Konosuke Takeshita will be involved in one of the matches. We'll be fine. I like to see Takeshita and Okada go at it. That'll be something else. And Swerve Strickland versus Nana addresses buying his childhood home. And that's going to play a major factor. Trust me. This is not... So, women's action. Jamie Hayter versus Robin Renegade and Saraya and Harley Cameron watching the matchup in the back. And Jamie Hayter ended up winning the matchup. She's going to be heck bent on going after those who cost her championship. Now, you would think that Toni Storm would be on her list, but Toni Storm lost the title and she mysteriously disappeared into England, and she reappears in Australia promoting Grand Slam next year in Australia. Interesting. And she looks gorgeous. I love Toni Storm. You know, she's kind of like got that sophisticated 30s look. She's looking gorgeous, man. Let me tell you. I mean, I would love to see timeless Toni Storm in that pink dress that Marilyn Monroe wore for Gentlemen Before Blondes. You know, almost the same one that Madonna wore for the Material Girl video. I think Toni Storm will pull that off nicely. I can picture it. She can pull it off nicely. But when I digress, and Renee Paquette interviewed Roderick Strong and Christopher Daniels, and Roderick Strong, you know, and then Hook interrupts Strong, and then you know, and so Hook says, "Hey, I'll challenge you for this. We'll sell it tonight." He says, "Nah, I'll tell you when I want it." I would have said All Out, but whatever. Meanwhile, Marina Shafir was in the back roughing up some random people. John Moxley comes out. Marina Shafir walks with him to the ring, and that confronts the Elite and says, "You're a sweet kid and all," and they let us walk away. And Marina Shafir gave the Elite a dirty look. And I'll tell you one thing: if I were the Elite, I'd be on their best behavior when it comes to Moxley and Shafir. And then they come out, and Moxley says, "I just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you." So he didn't explain what he meant by "this is not your company anymore." What the heck is going on? Whose side is Moxley on? We don't know. Moxley comes with these Sphinx-like riddles as Excalibur. Excalibur is probably one of the most underrated play-by-play announcers out there. You know what I mean? I like Excalibur. He's really cool. Very informative and educational in wrestling. Renee Paquette, woman is busy. Interviews the Learning Tree, and he told a 4-year grudge against Orange Cassidy because he ruined a supposed $7,000 suit while spilling orange juice all over it. 4 years ago. You mean to tell me you waited 4 years to tell Orange Cassidy you owe me $7,000, Jericho? Hi, guys! What a dope. And then he has to take on the Steve Urkel of the group, the bounty hunter Brian Keith, and his stipulation. Orange Cassidy goes, "You tell Jericho," and Jericho interrupts the interview, and Jericho was right beside his face. And this is how Orange Cassidy operates, man. It's hilarious. You tell Jericho, "You beat me, you get the money." And then Jericho like, "I'm right here." Like Orange Cassidy cares. Jericho's an idiot, let me tell you. It cracks me up. Women AEW wins world title. Mariah May versus the Native Beef Nyla Rose. Mariah May ended up winning that one. Deonna Purrazzo reassesses her situation in the women's division, and he said, "Not over yet, but this coming Friday on Collision." Now Collision's going to be on Friday because All Out going to be on Saturday. As Deonna Purrazzo will take on the number one contender to the TBS title, Hikaru Shida. Speaking of which, Mercedes Moné and Camille talks to the rest of the Milwaukee crowd at Hikaru Shida. And Shida responds to Moné and had Christopher Daniels come in, and he has stipulation. Camille is banned from ringside during the AEW TBS Women's Championship matchup. And a little bit of note that Tony Schiavone brought up. If Hikaru Shida defeats Mercedes Moné, she'd be the first woman in the AEW history to hold both the AEW Women's World Title and the TBS title. To have held both of them. We shall see what happens. And the Elite and Jack Perry addresses Bryan Danielson that will do whatever it takes to bring that world title back to the Elite. Meanwhile, the main event trios matchup. Bryan Danielson joins on commentary. Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Will Ospreay versus the Blackpool Combat Club's Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac, the trio's champs in a non-title match. Pac, Yuta, and Claudio won the matchup. Meanwhile, Pac and Ospreay were brawling outside the ring and away from the ring. And after the match, but then at the same time, as Bryan Danielson was celebrating with his other two Blackpool Combat Club teammates, the Elite attacks the BCC after the matchup, but then Claudio Castagnoli fed up with the Buck shenanigans and whatnot, no pun intended for my show. It challenged the Young Bucks to a tag team title match, and the Young Bucks said, okay. And so that match is happening in All Out as Blackpool Combat Club's Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli want to add the AEW World Tag Team titles to their already impressive championship hardware collection. We'll see if they can do that this coming Saturday. And then Pac and Ospreay brawling outside the ring, so you better be ready this Saturday. So referees and officials stopped the two from fighting. And then Tony Schiavone oversees the steel cage signing Swerve Strickland and Adam Page. Swerve Strickland comes out with Prince Nana, but then Adam Page was nowhere to be found. He no-showed up. But then Hangman Adam Page was at Swerve's childhood house, the one that Swerve just bought. I'm going to tell you who's going to play a huge factor in this situation. He starts running his mouth, and this is how far he went to get inside Swerve's head. He poured gasoline on the house and burnt it. And Swerve was on his knees crying. You know, Hangman Adam Page, you outdone yourself this time. But you're going to get your butt kicked this Saturday night. And oh boy, the steel cage, you ain't going to escape. I am personally hoping. That Swerve Strickland beats you so bad to the point you be begging him to not. I mean, I can understand Swerve Strickland made it personal by visiting Hangman Adam Page's house and holding Hangman Adam Page's kid. I get it. But this was his childhood home that freaking Hangman Adam Page is burnt up. And I'm kind of hoping that is not his real house, but because police would be on the case of Hangman Adam Page for larceny, you know what I mean? And arson as well. Oh, arson, yeah, arson. I mean, Swerve, I know, I would say, this is what you get. Make it personal with Hangman Adam Page. You broke into the man's house, you held the man's kid for a while. You made it personal, Paige. And Swerve, you made it personal, man. But my heart, but this is getting uglier. And I think that's the straw that broke the camel's back. And this coming Saturday, I personally believe that Swerve is going to make Hangman Adam Page pay. And I can guarantee you that that's going to happen. Well, that's the final Dynamite before All Out in Chicago. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Eric Lewis Shenanigans 1977, episode 1550, episode 1656. Here we go again. So, thank you for tuning in, and until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.